The Sports Source is brought to you by Fast Frame. Turn your memorabilia into a work of art.
This is the Sports Source, presented by Bill Hotz and Associates, and by Renewal by Andersen, with your host, John Pennington.
Good Sunday morning and welcome into Sea Rescue. Actually, I have no idea why the grid guide was wrong today, but you can trust that after the show, someone's going to get it. So thank you for tuning in to the Sports Source, presented by Bill Hotz and Associates today. You know, we try and have some fun when things are bad, just to, gallows humor. I'm up at 3:30, 4 o'clock trying to put the show together last night. It's like, I can't think of anything even funny to do. The Titanic clip has been done. The Doors singing The End has been done. It's past the point of funny. And that's why 9/10 of today's show is all going to be on Butch Jones, which, as of right now, there has not been any kind of press conference set. No news has been leaked. No word no puff of smoke has gone up from Maris Hall yet. So we are left to decide why the heck they haven't made a move yet, and will they make one later today or tomorrow. Let's get into this show and start talking about it. First segment brought to you by, who I mentioned earlier, Bill Hotz and Associates. If you have been injured in an accident by a careless driver, then finding the right attorney can mean the difference between paying all your medical bills and declaring bankruptcy, or having somebody else who's responsible pay those medical bills for you. For 30 years, Bill Hotz and Associates have fought and won for their victims in avoidable car accidents. Take down their website right there. Remember the name, Bill Hotz and Associates. They do a fantastic job, and they're good folks. All right, want to welcome in some other guys that are good folks that do a fantastic job. Bob Hodge, VFL Will Overstreet, Jimmy Himes, Chuck Cavaleris way down there. We always do headlines to start our show. We do 2 of them each week. Today we're just doing 1, and let's go to it. Why the wait? Very simply, why the wait? Tennessee lost 50-17 to Missouri yesterday. Spoke to a friend in the crowd, 2 friends in the crowd, who said there were about 100 people in orange there. You get a 70,000-seat stadium, there's about 100 people. And that includes, I guess, families. Maybe they just didn't wear orange. But, you look at all that stuff, the small amount of crowd. Tennessee is now 0 for the SEC at this point. 0-6 in the league with 2 games to go. And I do want you to check out one other stat that I'm sure everyone has heard at this point. And kind of Tennessee a punching bag. They have lost their last game against each SEC foe that they have faced. Now that goes back to 2011, the last time he played LSU, last time he played Mississippi State, last time he played Auburn, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I've never even thought to look that up. First person I saw do that, I will credit Jesse Simonton of VolQuest. I think he tweeted it out first place. I saw it. I wouldn't have even thought to look at that. That's how off-the-wall bizarre that statistic is and how terrible it is. Gentlemen, why are we still sitting here at this point and the fans are wondering what's going on? Why isn't a move being made?
You don't want to be too hasty.
Rush to judgment.
I actually thought that they would make the move after Kentucky.
Yeah.
If he lost at Kentucky, I thought that's when he would do it. Then when he didn't do it, you talk to some people who said, well, they could still go 7-5. And you don't want to, what would the look be to hire a coach that could go 7-5 and you run him out of town on the rail? I mean, all that is gone now. I still thought it should have been 2 weeks ago after Kentucky. I think what you're doing now, if you're John Currie, is you're risking making the rift that is already there a gulf. Because a gulf is
canyon.
bigger than a rift.
Yes.
A canyon, somewhere big and
You've gone
deep.
from a fault line to a canyon.
Yeah, and that's, I don't know. I don't think there's an explanation why he hadn't done it yet.
I don't think there's a good explanation at this point, because really and truly I think you're disservicing not only your team, your fans, but to your coaching staff right now. Because I think you're just letting a guy take a lot of abuse that, frankly, at this point in time, it's just time to say, hey, he's out, and you at least end it for him and his family of having to take this next few weeks of just absolute torture.
Even if you say these are his last 2 games. He's decided to coach them out, or he's decided to leave, but these are his last 2 games. That would at least bring the word everybody's using today, closure. It would bring a little bit of closure to it. Jimmy, where are you on this situation?
Puzzled. I'm not sure if I understand it either. I know that John Currie has consistently said, I want to do what's best for the program. So his definition may be different from others, including perhaps mine, but I'm kind of with Will on this. If you make the move, then you come out and a lot of the arrows that continue to be thrown at Butch Jones and his staff would probably go away to a certain extent. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when, not if. And why you would wait, I don't know. I would think you could go to him and say, look, it's done. Now, do you want to coach these last 2 games? We'll give you that opportunity. Or you name an interim. But I am puzzled as to why. Now, he may do something today. I don't know. But
I spoke to someone this morning in the football offices who says they think it's coming today. But here's the deal. And I've said this on the show before recently. With John Currie in there, who's saying very little, I think, as far as I'm concerned, even my sources who I've known for years, I don't know how close they are to Curry. So when somebody says it's coming today, okay, I don't know that I'm going to go 100% in there. Now, I was told today, we'll see. I'm not 100% in on that.
And the thing that was interesting to me, because after Kentucky, that morning, a couple of sources, really good sources, told me there's no press conference today. There won't be one this week. He'll coach Southern Miss. And they were right. So those sources now, I haven't been able to find them. I think they're in a cave. Allen's Cave, is that one?
They're lost with Tennessee's defense.
They're down in the Gulf.
Yeah, so
Into that canyon.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens today, but I just don't feel comfortable saying that. I just don't know.
Well, I mean, and there was a time during this, I mean, what were you going to say? You couldn't come out and do the vote of confidence. But now it's just really puzzling. You are doing a disservice, and you do need to come out and say something and do something. You're prolonging the inevitable. I mean, and how do you explain that? Why are you doing that?
I understood it in October.
Yes.
You know, when we were saying let it play out further. And that didn't mean let the whole season play out. That means let it get to, I was sure it would be at the end of October because I thought they would worry about fan support. Apparently they don't care. I thought that he would continue to lose. He has. So I understood letting it go a little bit longer. But now that you're into November, you're burning the earth beneath your feet. Now let me ask you this. This comes up anytime there's a losing season and guys' jobs are on the line, there are whispers and murmurs of infighting on a staff. He's the one that's going to get me fired. That kind of stuff. There are concerns, I think, about this staff and how they get along. Do you think part of it is if I remove Jones, who can I make the interim that the other guys will fall in line with? Could that be part of it?
I don't think so. I mean, I really don't, because I mean,
So that couldn't be part of it.
It would
Okay.
be. Well, I think it'd be Brady Hoke. I mean, and I think you should have already made some step changes.
But if there are other guys who aren't getting along with Brady Hoke, can you make it Brady Hoke? Is what I'm hinting
Yeah.
at. I'm just wondering if that's a possibility. Nobody wants to go there, so
I
let
wouldn't
me
make it anybody on the staff. I would make it Steve Stripling. Then you don't have to worry about what you're talking about. Now, is that a concern? Maybe it is, because I don't. It's like you said. Who knows what Curry's thinking? I'm not sure. But if I went that direction, I'd go Steve Stripling, and then the others can stay in their position. Then you don't have this infighting.
I just wonder if he's. My guess is John Curry's first year on the job. He doesn't want to have the 4-8 thing happen on his watch. So who's the coach? Will they quit like Florida has? That's got to be in the mind too. That has to be somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Will,
But
what
that's
were you gonna
coming. But that's coming. I mean, let's just face it. I mean, they're going to get hammered by LSU.
I agree.
And then you're looking at Vanderbilt, and you're saying, is this team going to be around looking up and saying, yeah, we want to play no matter who's at the coaching spot? I just don't see it as this is going to go any other way than the way it's going to go. You're just causing more hate and stuff to be thrown at somebody right now, so make it easy and cut it off.
I agree. I'm just throwing out. I'm trying to figure out why a man might not do it. I'm not saying I agree with any of these
Could
possible
it
reasons.
be a major booster or boosters that we're saying don't do it yet?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, so
I think that's.
I don't
I
either.
think that's less likely than the.
I know. I
the other
agree.
issue.
So I mean, why?
Although that rumor's out there.
Yes.
We discussed it on our Saturday show. We did a buy or sell on our Fox 43 Saturday show. You know, the rumor that the Haslams have come in and say even if he's 6-6, he stays. We all sold that rumor, didn't buy that one. Okay. We're going to talk a lot of Tennessee program today, okay? So we're going to, later on, how did this team fall this far apart this quickly? The comparison, Jones, Dooley, who was better or worse, however you want to do it. How to go through a coaching search. We'll talk about that also. But we do have one segment on the game. And I want to talk about Will McBride because he's going to be back next year, your offensive line. We're going to talk about the defense as well because, well, we got to get some few last parting shots in at the Magic Show. Come on back on the Sports Source.